So it's the first Sunday in August, and in case you didn't notice, August is going to be a little bit different. August is going to be a whole lot of fun. Well, actually, we have fun all the time at CSLDallas, don't we? We'll be fun in a different way. And our theme for today is Fire Up Your Positivity. Fire up your positivity. So if you came in this morning a little grumpy, if you came in this morning a little tired, if you came in this morning a little sad or angry, all of that is good, but for the rest of our time together today, you're going to fire up your positivity, because that is what we are all about today. And our theme this month is Re-Igniting P.L.A.Y, but P.L.A.Y is an acronym. It stands for positivity, fire up your positivity, find laughter and fun in your life, have the kind of attitude that brings success to you, and to be young at heart. So it doesn't matter how old you are in years, but a lot matters based on how young you are as you live from your heart. So I'm actually pretty excited about being able to kick off the month talking about and inspiring us all and reminding myself, wow, that it's really up to me to fire up my positivity. So everything that I share with you, actually, it comes from me thinking about, what do I need to do? What do I need to remember? What do I need to be thinking about in terms of firing up my positivity? And I just hope there are at least 7 or 8 of you that this resonates with. So Ernest Holmes said that the creative power responds to feeling more quickly than to any other mental attitude. Now, when we say our feelings, sometimes we don't think about it as having anything to do with our mental attitude, like our emotions and our feelings, or what we feel, and we think about something different. But they're really connected. And when we want to move in the direction of the mental attitude that we are focused on, the way we feel about it is the fastest way to power that up, to really energize it. And so one thing to just put in the back of your mind right now, you don't have to answer out loud. More often than not, do I feel positive or do I feel negative? More often than not, just in the back of your mind, don't raise your hand, don't yell out, but just kind of put a pin in that. If the creative power responds to feeling more quickly than any other mental attitude, am I feeling this positivity most of the time or not? Because that's what powering up and firing up our positivity is all about. Getting it to the point where it is my mental attitude that gets expressed in what I do and what I say. So in the next few minutes, you're going to have the opportunity to be thinking about ways that you can fire up your positivity. Now, if Kiara's any indication, and your reaction to her is any indication, we're pretty fired up already, right? But I believe in a God that has no limits, that there is an infinite power and potential, and that means that no matter how positive I am, I can be more positive at some point, yes? So, no sitting in your seat going, I don't need this talk, I'm already positive. Because that in itself is putting a limit on who you are and how you can show up in the world. So when I was preparing for this, I thought, fire up your positivity. Well, how is that? Is that the same thing as doing more positive thinking? Or how is it different from positive thinking? Are they the same thing? Or are they different? And for me, this is just where I ended up after spending a couple of days off and on thinking about this. I got to thinking that positivity is a state of being, right? It's a way of living. Positivity is the way that I navigate what's going on in my life. It's just who I am and how I show up. Now, it may take some work for me to get to the point where that is my way of being more often than not. But positivity is the way that I be in the world, the way that I am in the world. And for me, when I think about positive thinking, I think about that more as something I do. Like it's a strategy or it's a tool. Like affirmations. I use affirmations to affirm what I want or to solidify what I want or how I want to be in the world. So I can use positive thinking to build a bridge between where I am and where I want to be. Or I can use positive thinking when I find myself in a situation and I want to shift a little bit. And maybe I don't think I have time to do a spiritual mind treatment, but I can use positive thinking to help me create that shift along with other spiritual practices. So for me, the distinction was positivity is who I am, and positive thinking is what I do. It's something that I do. I'm not forcing this distinction on each one of you. You may think of it a little differently, but I want to give you the context of how I'm thinking about it so that you can track with me as we go through these next 15 minutes or 20 minutes together. So then I thought, well, wait a minute. If positivity is who I am, and positive thinking is just one of the tools I use to grow my positivity, and I want something to compare positivity to, then maybe it makes more sense to compare positivity to negativity. Positivity, negativity, positivity, negativity. We all experience both. There is no one who is in the human experience who never, ever experiences negativity. You are not a bad person if you experience negativity. You are not a failed religious scientist if you experience negativity. You haven't failed the course in spiritual maturity if you ever experience negativity. But we want to live our lives in a way that we experience positivity more than negativity. In our book of the month, Juliet Vorster says, it is the beliefs we hold about things that really impact the direction of our experience. One of the reasons I love this quote is because of the fourth word from the end. Often we think our beliefs are become our experience. But what I love is that Juliet reminds us that our beliefs, the beliefs we hold about things, or the beliefs we hold about certain people or groups of people, it impacts the direction of our experience. Am I moving in this direction? Or am I moving in this direction? Ultimately, the more I move in any one direction, I end up being in the place that I envisioned I would get to. In the Science of Mind class this morning, there was a conversation about continuing to move toward success, continuing to move. And if we believe that everything always works out for me, as I've mentioned in the class this morning, then you can experience something that is negative without being negative. You can experience something that is difficult. Let me use that word instead. We can experience things that are challenging, that are difficult, that are scary, that are unfulfilling without being or reverting to or living in a place that is negative. So Juliet Vorster, in our book of the month, Igniting Success Beyond Beliefs, the subtitle of the book is How to Get from Where You Are to Your Greatest Yet to Be. How to get from where you are to your greatest yet to be. And this quote actually is from chapter 2. And she does a really amazing job at taking spiritual principle that many of us have studied, either here or elsewhere, and giving examples and then giving an awareness practice at the end of each of the chapters, not as a test, but as an opportunity to see, oh, let me be more aware of what my pattern is so that I can choose if I want to change anything about that pattern and what I might want to change about that pattern. So it's the beliefs that we hold about things, if that's what really impacts the direction of our experience, then we really might want to fire up our positivity so that our belief about our life, our beliefs about what can happen, our beliefs about where we're going, our beliefs about what is next for us will continue to move us in the direction of our dreams. Now, on the other hand, the beliefs that I hold about things really impact the direction of my experience. And, I don't know, there might be a few people in the room who actually want to live a life of negativity. And your beliefs about that I guarantee you, can deliver that. Nobody in here has ever experienced that, right? So our negativity can do the exact same thing. And so often what happens is in our lives, we're this body, we're this human being, and we're being pulled, right? We're being pulled between positivity and negativity. And sometimes we're being stretched so far, it's really hard to decide. But we're the ones who get to decide. We're the ones who get to navigate the pull. We are the ones that get to light a fire under positivity or stand in the fire of negativity. I'm sure this makes sense to most of you. And like I told you, almost everything I say is really for me, and I hope it connects with 1, 7, 8, a few of you. So I need 4 volunteers. I need 2 people to come and stand here. I need 2 people to come and stand here. I need you to volunteer and just come on up. I need you to do that in 10 seconds. 1009, 1008.
So do you know you're part of our online community? Every time you watch us, you belong to CSL Dallas, and we're so happy that you're part of our community. And we love providing you this kind of spiritual message. So if you want to keep seeing this, please donate. You can donate at csldallas.org/give, or you can text 972-954-4404. Be part of our community and sit back and enjoy the message.
1008, 1007, 1006, 1005, 1004, 1003, 1002, 1001. I have my 4. So here, I need 2 of you on this side holding this wonderful item, and 2 of you on this side holding this wonderful item. Now, I'm making an imaginary line right here. I am making an imaginary line right here, so you imagine whether you are on this side of the line or that side of the line. If you are on this side of the line, these are your team leaders, and you're going to speak for them. They're going to represent you. Yes, you got it? And if you're on this side of the imaginary line, these are your 2 amazing team leaders. Do you want to know who your team leaders are? Yeah, tell me.
Renette.
Team Carl.
Stephanie. Stephanie.
Team Cleo.
Okay, there are going to be some words on the screen, and I will point to which side you are, and you are going to read that, and you all are going to, as team leaders, represent that energy. Are you ready? Okay, this is Team Cleo. Let's hear it. Can you read what's on the screen? I live in a friendly universe. My needs are always met. Team Carl.
Nothing works out for them.
Everybody on Team Carl, come on, let's read. Team Cleo. Team Carl. Okay, you can stop pulling. Okay. So, how did that feel with the things that Team Cleo had to say?
I feel that felt great. It was like water to my garden. Yes.
It made me feel energized, actually.
Okay, what about Team Carl?
I'm switching sides.
I totally reject those other affirmations.
Give them a round of applause. Thank you. You get to choose. You really get to choose. Every garden will always have some weeds. There'll be things that are happening. There'll be things that are challenging. But you get to choose. Are you going to, be pulled this side? Or are you going to keep reminding yourself that everything always works for you, that everything always works out, that all your needs are provided for before you even know that what you need? Or are you going to lean into this side and be pulled over here to the side where, things never work out. I'm not good enough. See, things were going well, but now they're going to work out. Well, whatever happened 5 years ago, it's going to happen again. I better be careful. Right? And so this month, we really get to remember that we want to, live in that place where no matter where you are in the circle, no matter where you are, the circle is always turning. You don't have to be stuck on one side or the other. Wherever you are, you can choose the positive part. You can choose the positive action or response. You get to do that. On Wednesday night, coming up with meditation and metaphysics, we're actually going to pull one of the awareness activities out of the book, that our book of the month, that gives us an opportunity to really look at where we are now on this journey to firing up positivity. And there are only 10 questions, and we're going to look at where we end up on a scale of 1 to 10 with each one of those 10 questions. And I love what Juliet writes about in the introduction. Take a moment to close your eyes and imagine taking an audit or check of your life so far. Think of all the things you have experienced, good, bad, and in between. And then you have the opportunity to rate or rank yourself in 10 different areas, from what you do for a living, to your relationships, to how you handle conflict. And so if that interests you, you have a couple of options. Option number one is, of course, to go across to the Book Nook after service and buy the book. And option number two would be to come to Wednesday night meditation and metaphysics. Or I guess you have a third option. You could watch Facebook Live for the discussion part of Meditation and Metaphysics at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday as we explore where we are right now in order to decide what is the most effective way to fire up our positivity. What I need in order to fire up my positivity is not going to be the same thing that Dana needs to fire up her positivity. I may be very strong and very positive on a consistent basis in one area of my life, and someone else may be not as strong, and vice versa. So having assessments and tools that you can use will help you know or identify the weeds that are in your life or expressing in your day-to-day activity, and be able to shift those weeds, pull those weeds, and replace them with seeds that grow beautiful flowers or plants in your life. My mind is one with the collective consciousness. I am at choice about where I place my mental attention, my mental energy, my mental focus. Repeat after me. I always have a choice. Again, I always have a choice. We each have an infinite amount of choices. Spirit didn't say once you've made 399 choices, you've used up all your choices. You have an infinite number of choices, but you have to choose. And I hope that you are like me, choosing this month as we reignite P.L.A.Y, choosing this week that you are ready to fire up your positivity. And then get ready for an amazing month to continue as we go into laughter and fun, looking at our own attitudes and how we shift them and how we choose them and how we can be young at heart. But this week, fire up your positive. Oh, that sounds like, when is it the professional wrestlers or fights? Yes, come on with me, like, fire up your positivity. Please join me in prayer. In this moment, I know that in the realm of God, of spirit, of perfection, there is only positivity. That the source for perfect positivity exists in spirit, and it has been placed in the DNA, the spiritual DNA of everything that spirit has created. This positivity is mine because I have been created from this source, the original source. And this positivity is in the cell, in the spiritual DNA of everyone within the sound of my voice. Let it be known. Let it be accepted. Let it be completely the truth of the way each one lives. Allowing positivity, the lightness of positivity, the choice of positivity to be the way of life. In this moment, throughout this week, all through the month of August and beyond. I'm so grateful for this commitment to fire up positivity. For what I know is true is that firing up positivity in the individual ignites positivity throughout the world, and I want that. So releasing into the infinite flow of life itself, into Spirit's highest vision for everyone present and for all of its creations. I smile. I breathe. And I anchor this truth. Please join me in saying, and so it is.